this is something I've been really excited about since they first revealed it. I'm not too excited about the shit that came out after this reveal, and we'll talk about that a little bit after we watch the trailer. But let's check out the trailer for Ubisoft's, your favorite publisher.
Yeah.
Star Wars
20 years ago.
Outlaws, the story trailer. This is not gameplay. This is story trailer. Let's check it out.
Each of you represents some of the most powerful criminal organizations in the galaxy. Pikes, Crimson Dawn, Huts. It's a golden age for the underworld. The Empire controls every corner of the galaxy, but they're distracted by a rebellion that won't quit. It's an opportunity to make millions.
Kay Vess, the underworld's favorite new scoundrel. We meet at last.
What do you want?
Zarek Besh. They're new, rich, and lethal. You crossed their boss Sliro, and now he wants you gone. Rob his fortune and buy your freedom.
This job, it's a death wish. I'm in.
Out here, you live and die by your reputation. You want to survive? Know the players.
You're new to this world.
What's your problem?
Come back when you're not.
Jabba, right? Look, don't try anything. I got a whole crew surrounding the... Okay, we're skipping that part.
For about as long as I can remember, it's just been me and Nix. Doing what we have to survive. This job is my one shot at freedom. But if we're gonna pull this off, we need the right crew. And the right ship. Yes! Hang on.
I hire you because you are one of the best hunters in the Outer Rim.
She's more connected than you let on, Sliro. Vess is mixed up in something bigger.
The Outer Rim is a dangerous place. Everyone is fighting for their piece of the galaxy. But all I want is to live free. So I'm gonna risk it all. Hold on, Nick!
Star Wars Outlaws, pre-order available now.
All right. Tone, you are our resident Star Wars guru. I'll be kind of curious. Like, look, I remember when they first revealed this game, they actually had some gameplay. They showed some stealth elements, and I was like, okay, cool. I like some stealth. Ubisoft knows stealth. They've done Splinter Cell. They've done Assassin's Creed, so they understand stealth. This is developed by Massive Entertainment. They are behind Tom Clancy's Division, that latest Avatar game, which I know there are people out there that really enjoy that game. But I didn't think this was a bad try. Hey, man, anytime I get a scoundrel character that isn't Han Solo, you pique my interest.
Really? Couldn't tell. I thought that was Han Solo for a minute.
I get, and I understand the comparison, but at least I'm not calling him Han Solo.
Yeah.
I'm getting somebody else. But again, I don't understand. I don't appreciate everything Star Wars as much as you do. Like I said, I'm a more tunnel vision guy.
Yeah.
But I want to get your thoughts, dude. Your thoughts on this trailer. Not so much the pricing and stuff. We'll talk about in a minute, but the story trailer itself.
I think it looks like there's potential to have some fun here, like no doubt. But it's got all the Star Wars tropes you want. It's Galactic Civil Era.
Yep.
But when I hear things like Outer Rim and I see Tatooine again, and I see like
that's what I was wondering.
A character that looks copy paste of Han Solo, like then fucking give us Han Solo as a character then.
Right.
Like, if you're gonna literally model the character after Han Solo, then give us Han Solo. I don't fucking know. Like, I want original characters. Don't get me wrong.
Right, yeah.
That's one of the things I've been complaining about when it comes to Star Wars. So it's great we got original character,
Yep.
but what do? They fall back on it and make it look like the character be like Han Solo. Like, It's so fucking on the nose. And the ship that they give you, like, oh, we need a cool ship. Well, the ship looked like a fucking box with fucking little rockets on it. Like, you know what I mean? And this is all nitpicky shit, but it's because, like, for fuck's sake, like, why can't we just get Star Wars product out there that people fucking want, that the fans fucking want?
Mm-hmm.
That's all we wanted. And I know it's hard to do because, don't get me wrong, I know a lot of the fandom's toxic, and I sound
it's probably
like
hard to deviate from the shit that the fans expect.
right, and it's hard to decipher through me because I sound like I'm triggered. I'm just chilling. I'm sitting at like a fucking 7 right now. I'm always at like a 7, so it's all good. I'm not even like that worked up yet. I will the next couple screens here. But,
I know you will.
But like all I'm saying is, like, you know, I don't know who sits down and says, man, we need to come up with original story. Oh, good places to start. We'll be back on fucking Tatooine. We've been
when I
1978.
That's
like,
the one thing that when I
like,
saw
what
the
the
description
fuck?
that they're gonna be on Tatooine, I was like, dude, I'm not even joking. I saw it and I go, Tone's gonna be pissed about that.
Yeah, like what?
Look, I love Tatooine.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Can we find how many fucking other planets are there in this universe?
It's a fucking galaxy, so you have literally millions of fucking planets.
You could make a planet that looks like Tatooine and just call it something else and be like, cool.
Yeah, they did.
Something
It was called Jakku, and Ray was on it, so it's real neat.
It's true.
Real on the fucking nose, wasn't it? You know, I just don't understand that mentality on some of those things. Yeah, even Jeddah. Yeah, Jeddah too as well. You know, I like that the Merc droid from like the Clone Wars era.
Yeah.
What's going on with that character. I think that's really neat and unique. It's almost like that should be the main character as well too. Because listen, I'm curious about the main protagonists, you know, and what's going on there. But like they're all they're literally doing is exactly the same thing Disney's been doing. Not wanting to give and complaining about the stuff they didn't have control of prior.
Yep.
And then they always turn around. What do? They make it seem similar to it because you guys can't come up with something fucking different. Like, I don't know if it's Disney on that one. I don't know if it's Ubisoft. Like, listen, hearing Ubisoft alone makes me fucking go,
red flags.
Sweet.
Red flags.
Sweet.
Which is a shame because, I mean, years ago, I used to look at Ubisoft and think, they got their shit together, man. The Ghost Recon games were fucking dope. Rainbow Six Siege Vegas.
They were
Splinter
the guys.
Cell.
They were the guys.
understood shit, man.
Yep.
They had it figured out. And they didn't do the bullshit that we're going to talk about now. But overall, I mean, I thought the trailer was decent. I didn't mind it. I didn't have any major qualms with it.
It had some life. It was effective.
And I remember the trailer that they showed when they reviewed it, the gameplay was like, okay, man, I can get down with this. There's some stealth elements to it. You don't have to go in guns blazing or blasters blazing or whatever. I was like, okay, I'm cool with this. I'm interested in it, but
right.
Tone, we got to talk about
the graphics, yeah, because it was very subpar.
Well, I mean, and the graphics, like I didn't think it was terrible, but I mean, for a next gen game, and I don't know if this is coming. I should have looked this up, and I don't know if anyone can look it up whether or not this is hitting all last gen systems. Is this PS4 and Xbox
I would assume
One?
not, but I feel
or
like
is this current gen only?
We're halfway through the current gen, and
if it's current gen only, then I have some small concerns.
We've seen where the bar is hit, and yes, Jeff, I do want to point out real quick. I don't hear that name too often. Cade Skywalker aired stuff would be great, but it's also EU, so it does not exist under Disney banner. But Cade Skywalker and Legacy of Star Wars is some of the best Star Wars content out there that hardly anybody knows about.
If somebody could check really, it says current gen only. So, okay, so current gen only, this is running on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. Mm-hmm. I guess I would have, yeah, that's true. What's it called? The drop system. Is it Dewdrop? Or what says?
I think it's called Outdate System.
That might be what it is. But it's some drop system they've been using since for a while. Turd drop. Thanks, Blanco. But like, look, man, like I like Massive Entertainment. I think they do I think they're good developers. I mean, the Division wasn't for me because it just didn't have that. It didn't give me the FOMO like Destiny did. Mm-hmm. But I thought it was a fun world to explore, and I thought it was a good looking game. I thought Division was a beautiful looking game.
A lot of hours in both for sure.
But you look at you look at this trailer, and yeah, I do feel like the visuals are a little underwhelming. And I remember Draston mentioned that earlier, and he was like, hey, maybe it's an older build, but I mean, this game comes out in 4 months. It comes out on August 30th.
If you pre-order it today, you get it next week, I heard.
Yeah, this is 4 months out. So basically what we're looking at here is we're looking at probably final build quality. I always hate it when people are like, oh, well, they're running a beta, and it might be different. Every time I played a fucking beta, that game looks pretty similar to what it did in beta. So, I mean, what you're seeing now is pretty much what we can expect at launch on current gen systems and probably PC. Man, can you imagine if what we saw here was PC build and like console version is watered down because of the system specs? How shitty that would look. Ugh. But Tone, that wasn't what triggered most people. I know the trailer has been somewhat divisive a little bit here and there, but then we get into the Ubisoft business side of things. Now, look, Ubisoft is no stranger to their gold editions, their silver editions, their ultimate editions, and the base version. They've been doing this for a while now. But Tone,
They're the ones that really kind of started it too.
they did. And they've gotten out of control with it. This is okay. So the gold edition, well, the base version of this game, if you want it on August 30th, can somebody check this? Can somebody check right now what day August 30th is? Is it a Friday or is it a Tuesday? If somebody could check August 30th, Friday or Tuesday, I need to know something first.
Yeah.
But the base version of this game is $69.99. Blanco. It's a Friday. Okay, August 30th is a Friday. Okay, it's a Friday. The base version of this game is $69.99. Pretty much what the norm now. But the gold edition is $109.99. It offers 3-day early access on August 27th, which is a Tuesday, as well as the game's season pass for DLC. 109 is a lot for a season pass, but it's only two. I guess it's like 2 DLC stories. Now, how extensive these stories are remains to be seen. The Ultimate Edition for this game, Tone,
typical pricing for this as well.
$130. It includes the 3 days early access, the season pass, including 2 upcoming story packs, the Ultimate Pack, which has some other shit involved in there. Like Drastin said, the always irrelevant digital art book for $130.
Who the fuck goes, oh, man, I can't wait to get that digital art book.
Dude, like, look, man, I love looking at artwork, but every time I bought in a collector's or like a digital edition just to get early access because it's a game that I really want to play early, I've never once looked at I don't even download the fucking digital book.
If I want to check out some fucking digital artwork, I'll take a picture of my fucking nuts and send it to you.
But here's the thing, dude. Like,
fuck
this is why this is what irritates me about this.
Yeah, Blanco,
first of all, it's $130. Blanco, it's 2 games. Like he's right, it's 2 fucking games, which is fucking ridiculous. $130 for 3-day early access. But dude, move the fucking dates around. Don't give me early access on Tuesday when I have to fucking work and I have all shit going on during the week. Release the game on a Tuesday, so if I do get 3 days early access, I get it on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that right there, I was just like, what are you doing?
I mean, that's
dude. If you were if this game was fucking awesome, and I get a bunch of cool stuff with it, maybe cooler than the stuff that's already included in this, and you tell me I can start playing this on Friday as opposed to Tuesday, oh, way more appealing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not paying the extra $70 to get it 3 days early when I can't play it. I don't know. Look, not everyone's on the same schedule that I am. Not everyone has kids and all that shit. But man, you put that shit out on a Tuesday where the 3-day goes on a Friday, I'm going to listen to you now. Now I'm going to be thinking about it. Now it's going to be in the back of my head. Oh, cool. The weekend's coming up. I got no plans this weekend. Yeah. Oh, shit. Star Wars is out. I got 3 days. I can play it over the fucking weekend. All of a sudden, I get the DLC. It makes it more appealing to me. But tell me I get that shit on a fucking Tuesday now as opposed to Friday? No, thanks. I'm good.
Yeah, since video game releases used to come out on a Tuesday anyways, and they all moved to Friday.
Dude, which I want to get you guys' thoughts to that. How do you feel about Friday releases? I love Friday releases.
I mean,
I like it better than Tuesday releases.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the swing actually started, I believe, with Uncharted 2 or 3. No, it started with Sony started doing it.
Right.
They started doing Friday releases. It was around the same time that the first Adam Jensen dropped.
Oh man,
the first
Human
one,
Revolution.
Yeah, it was like Uncharted 2 or 3 started doing doing the Friday releases.
Mm-hmm.
It might even been Skyrim. I think Skyrim actually came out on a Friday. But it was that era. It was the 360 PS3 era when that shit started happening. But yeah, and that's how I feel about it too. Like Ubisoft is not what they used to be. I played the Assassin's Creed Odyssey during the pandemic, and instead of being $129 for all that stuff, or $120, whatever it was, $120 back then, I got it for like $70 because that's a joke, and people are already talking.
Oh, they drop price on their shit real fast.
A couple different subreddits and groups are talking. First of all, I will not be pre-ordering this game. Now,
wow.
I do some pre-orders, but after working in the industry and seeing how it switched and different things as well too, there is some bait and switch, I believe, in it as well too, and I understand why retailers do it, at least places like GameStop, but they're also shady as fuck. So I will not be pre-ordering this game, and I'm kind of one of those ones that kind of ride the line when it comes to pre-ordering games. Like certain developers you know and trust, certain IPs you kind of know and trust, it's okay. But certain other things you kind of like to stop back and say, okay, I'm gonna have a little integrity here. I'm not gonna pre-order this. I want to see the reviews, and certainly I'm not gonna just right out the gates like buy another gold edition, because this shit. I mean, listen, this stuff. I know the stuff's not going away. They're the ones that really started this.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never forget when this shit started, and it was with Assassin's Creed, if I remember correctly, as well too. You know, they were the first ones to keep doing it. They're gonna keep doing it because people keep fucking spending your money on it. So don't fucking complain about the shit if you're still fucking feeding the fucking.
It's the same with microtransactions.
Yeah, and I don't even hate microtransactions necessarily.
Well, no, I'm
same,
just saying that
mean?
it's the same thing.
It's
The only reason they do this shit
is because people keep
is
doing
because
it.
people pay it.
So for me, I am not going to pre-order this. I'm not going to buy the big one. We don't. Okay, they put a name to the fucking shit, but we don't even know how long those are. Now, that being said, I will say that more often than not, it seems like Ubisoft's expansion passes are pretty meaty. I know at least one of them in Odyssey. And listen, it's been a couple years since I've played a Ubisoft game like that, but like with Odyssey, I got 20 hours in one and like 10 hours in another. So it's 30 hours of gameplay, right? So that's pretty fair at that point when you're paying an extra $30-$40. But when you're doing it before you even see it or touch it, excuse me, or know anything about it, I'm not putting blind faith in fucking Ubisoft at this point. You know, for a game that looks like, I mean, like I said, that trailer is very intriguing. Like, I am definitely interested. I probably will play this at some point. But like everybody else said in the Star Wars subreddit, don't fucking pre-order it, because literally 2 months down the road, that Ultimate Pass or whatever, the Ubisoft games go on sale so
they do, and they
fast.
do have. I mean, I think you can get Mirage. I don't know if they had a gold edition, but you can get Mirage for like 50% off right now.
Yeah,
so, actually, Mirage is actually pretty decent.
You know
I actually didn't mind Mirage.
So I don't know. Like I'm really I know the industry is set where it's at, and it's because of mobile gaming. It's because of microtransactions. It's all these sort of things. But once in a while, I have to say, no. I'm gonna work with my wallet on that one. So.
I'm gonna circle back to Carlos says if it was SOCOM, dude would pay $500. I would pay probably a gold edition for something like SOCOM, because I know that's something that I would play religiously. And if it sucked, then I'll just have to fucking eat it, and it is what it is. But like when it comes to somebody that I trust in terms of like a development studio, if they were to sit there and say I would trade in your kid, I mean, look, man, I would say no right now, but I would hear an offer. I would at least hear an offer. You know, I wouldn't turn down an offer. But like when it comes down to the developer or the game itself, I will consider it all the time. Like I will always look at it. Like if it's something from like Insomniac, or if it's something from like the Gears publisher, who's the developer for Gears? Coalition. If it's something like Coalition, if it's a Gears 6, I already know I'm gonna play it, so I'm cool. I've seen where Gears has gone from 4 or 5, and this is a new IP. It's Star Wars. I mean, look, man. Like, look, Jedi Survivor.
Hey,
that was a new IP, but it was Respawn. Respawn has a little, but again, Respawn falls under EA, and it's like, all right, do I trust EA in this situation? So I mean, it just really depends. It has to be the perfect mixture of stuff. I like to wait for reviews. I don't let reviews convince me of buying a game or not, but I do listen to them, because I like, look, if they come out and say, look, this game is broken, it's a piece of shit, and the fucking microtransactions or this and that, or something is really bad, then I'll be like, okay, that seems off. I'm concerned.
Well, yeah, and I think for me, the part of the difference is that too, is that with ever since Disney's had Star Wars, and truth be told, even LucasArts overall, like they haven't had the best track record in the last 2 decades when it comes to games. And you know, I know they shop around when it comes to these fucking developers, and they're a little out of their element, I feel like, when it comes to the video games. They got lucky when they landed with somebody like Respawn. You got a good developer. Unfortunately, your publisher is stupid, because look at the issues they had with fucking Battlefront and DICE. And you wouldn't expect that from DICE at all. normally, but I mean, they make Battlefield games. They don't make fucking Star Wars games. Two different fucking worlds.
Right.
They never figured that out properly, you know.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden you give a new IP for Star Wars and some new characters, and you hand it over to fucking Ubisoft of all fucking people. Like, awesome. You know what I mean?
Man.
Because when it comes to Ubisoft, they're gonna try to get a little extra fucking change on the table, and you saw the pricing. They're doing it.
I can't help but wonder, man. And sometimes, and I like. I'm gonna be the first. I don't know fucking shit about the inner workings of what goes on between publisher of a game and an owner of an IP, and what the price is for something to license a Star Wars game. I don't know if Ubisoft went to Lucasfilms and said, "Hey, man, we want to make a Star Wars game. How much is it for the license?" And they could be like, "Well, hey, inflation's a bitch, and here's the price of it." And maybe that's why Ubisoft has this thing at $130. Maybe that's why they had to charge so much for it, because hey, man, it's Star Wars.
It is, yeah.
And maybe Lucasfilm was just like, look, man, it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
You're gonna make a lot of money off because it's called Star Wars. But I mean, again, I don't understand the inner workings of things. All I know is I think this game looks promising. I'm not paying the $130. Now, look, man, again, if the reviews are good for this and they talk, especially the stealth elements, if you mentioned stealth works really like good in this game, piqued my interest. But man, if you would have said this bitch was coming out on Tuesday and the 3-day early access starts on Friday, that is way more appealing to me than giving me early access on a Tuesday. You can fucking, especially $70. I'm not going to be able to fucking play the game until fucking Friday.
Well, you and I could be able to play half that game for a fucking year.
Yeah,
because you're not going to get the DLC.
I don't know, dude. It's just listen. Look what Helldivers is giving for $40 and keeps delivering an engaging experience. I mean, like I said, man, it's you look at the way certain develop, and at the same time, I love what Arrowhead Games has done with Helldivers, but then you look at something like fucking Payday. That's another smaller price title, but man, that thing was a fucking disaster. It's just you never know with these games, but Ubisoft games, sometimes they're buggy, and sometimes. But I at the same time, I trust Massive. I think Massive's a really good developer. I don't want to sit there and trash Massive because they're under Ubisoft. The execs at Ubisoft have no bearing on how the fucking Massive team does with their development. So it's just like I don't want to shit on them, but I'm also not paying $70 more to get a game 3 days.
I'm also not flushing the toilet, so
that's a valid point too.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I'll probably play it at some point. I'm in some way, believe it or not, excited because it does look like there's some potential.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Star Wars, I'm gonna pick it apart a little bit extra just because that's what I do.
I think you should because you're a fan of the IP and you need to know. I'll play it after it goes on sale. Okay.
That's probably what I'll do. Honestly, I'm not gonna rush into it. I mean, it's not like I in the foreseeable future have a lot of time to play games right now.
And that's
anyways,
hey man, that's the kickoff of the fall rush. I mean, who knows what we're gonna see? We're into April. We're moving up on May and June. Eventually, we're going to start seeing the Summer Games Award or Summer Game Show with Jeff Keighley. Sony and Xbox are going to start doing their shit to start talking about their games come out the rest of the year. Who knows what's fucking playing? We don't know shit about what's set after June from any of these publishers. So
the sequel to Roblox, Round Blocks, is coming out.
Jesus